Hi, this is Karen O'Brien, and I wanted to show you how to set up and run a batch script so that you can process your FLO-2D runs in series. So let's go over this script. First of all, this is a star.bat file, meaning that it is going to activate your command window. And this script will run a model in series. The net path should be equal to the path of the master folder, and don't worry about spaces. So here's my net path and here's my master folder. So I'm going to copy the path to my master folder by just selecting this blue text and copying that with Control C. Then I'll bring it over here and Control V, paste it into the net path. And then the net path /run folder will be where you run your model. So I have 5 of these, barn 1 through barn 5. So this will be the name of the project. You'll probably set the name of this folder to something that is significant to your project. And then you just need to repeat this group of commands for each one of those folders. So I'll show you. I just copy that and let's just paste it. And you can see that we have 2 new folders. And then I need to just update these 2 folders. So this will be barn 4, and then this will be barn 4, a command that just says barn 4 finished. And this will be barn 5, and same thing, barn 5 finished. And that is now ready because all of my 5 folders are listed. The next thing says, don't forget to turn on batch mode. So in the file cont.dat, there's a display switch that needs to be set to 1, and that switch can be found on line 1, variable number 3. So let's look at cont.dat. Here, I've set up cont.dat here. This display switch is set to 0. That means text mode. So when you run this model, it's going to run in text mode, meaning that it will print the output interval and the time step and the I think it's the volume conservation parameters. But we want to change that. We want it to run silently. So let's set this to 1 and then we'll save it. I also want to show you one from barn 2, and this one in barn 2 I set up into run in display mode. So again, we want to set that to 1. You don't have to do anything with this variable, just leave it alone. FLO-2D will take care of it, and then you hit Control S to save it. Now if you wanted to do that for all of your cont.dats, you would just go into your search tool and search cont.dat, and then you would take all of those into Notepad++, make sure they all have a 1 in this area, and if they don't, obviously change them. If they do, you're good to go. You just save them and then close them, okay? And then close the search. And that will be setting it up to run in batch mode, which is silent. Then you need to make sure that FLO-Pro.exe and all of its DLLs are inside each of your run folders. So let's go grab our FLO-Pro.exe. So if I go to FLO-2D Pro folder, that's C drive program files x86 FLO-2D Pro, inside here I have a folder called Run for Project folder. And we need all of these. So I can click Control C or Control A to select them all, Control C to copy them, or I can select them all with the mouse and I can right click copy them. Don't cut them, okay? Then go back to the project folder and we want to paste that into each of these locations. So I've already done it for most of them, but I'll show you. Control V will paste them in here, and you see this one's like ready to go. It's ready to set up and run. It's got its .dat files and its engine and all the supporting DLLs. And so you'll see that in project 2 I've already got that because I've already done this once. And project 3, 4, 5, I have all of those. That FLO-Pro is in all of these. So now we're done with that. Now we can save this because it's ready to go. And then over here what we'll do is we'll double click it, and what it's going to do is it's going to follow some commands. First, it's going to turn the echo off so that we don't get a lot of extra junk in our command window. Then it's going to set the net path to project to here, and then it's going to echo that the script will be run on the net path. and then it's going to push into the first project folder, and it's going to start the FLO-2D.exe, but it's going to start it with a /wait extra command, meaning that if FLO-Pro is running, it will not move to the next line. Once FLO-Pro has finished, it will move to the next line and it will echo barn1 finished in the command window. Echo means to print into the command window. And then pop-D will pop it back here, and push-D will push into the next folder and start the process over again. Once they're complete, it will echo runs finished, and it will pause it, meaning that you will have to push a key in order to close the command window. So let's see this in action. So we click, here is FLO-2D Run Many, and we just double click it. And you can see that barn1 finished. This goes really fast because barn is only 500 grid elements, and it only runs for 3 hours. So they're all finished really quickly, and then it says that the runs are finished, and press any key to continue. So in your case, these are going to be up here a little bit longer because your projects are probably going to be bigger than barn. And you may be wondering, well, how far along is this run? And I'm going to show you how to check that out right now. So I'm going to close this down, and I'm going to go into barn1, and I'm going to go into a file called summary.out. And summary.out, you're probably familiar with it. It reports at the output interval, it reports where you're at. So I'm going to select and copy one of these lines, and then I'm going to delete everything below line 19. So Control-Shift-End will select everything, and I'll just delete that. So as the model runs, and the summary.out is going to be updated at the end of every output interval. So at the end of output interval 1.1, it's going to be updated. Of course, you won't see that. It'll look like this. It's going to be updated with 1.1. And then at the end of 1.2, it'll be updated with 1.2. And summary.out will be updated. So that's how you know how far along your run is. I'm going to close this and not save it, or just right-click and reload it so that you can see that, of course, our run was finished. But that's how you can track the progress of your run. So close summary.out. And I think that's basically it. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. So stay tuned for the next video where we're going to talk about how to map batch processed data and how to map it like all on the same mapping system. All right, thank you.